Hey everybody, welcome back to Ovals and Oversharing. I'm Amalia.
And I'm Morgan, and today we're going to be talking about when running is kind of sucking, when it's kind of tough and not really going the way you want. So, um, kind of a
Yeah,
sad episode, but like also, I think
very
important.
relatable.
Yes, and relatable
Everyone's been there.
for sure.
So, kind of to kick off, I guess this applies to both of us, our indoor season recap, because if you're looking from a negative perspective, like we might be sometimes, it could have sucked. You know, like we might seem like we failed. But we'll do a little recap.
For sure.
Even
Yeah.
though we didn't fail. We didn't fail.
Yeah, because I think maybe you might have had one of your best indoor seasons probably ever.
Yeah. And you were tough. So.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you want to say a little spiel?
Yeah, I'll kick it off.
Okay.
So, this was my last NCAA season ever, and I feel like most people probably already know that. So I definitely had some huge goals going into it, and then the entire winter break, I was just fighting IT band syndrome. Was kind of hopeful that it would just go away, but I think that's kind of an injury that doesn't just go away, and you really do just need a rest. And so looking back, I kind of wish I would have just taken time off from the get go, and let it heal so that I could have trained consistently, and I think I would have maybe been able to qualify. But instead, I spent the entire season just running my workouts and then cross training the rest of the days, and so it just wasn't very consistent. And then going into each race, I don't know, I had high hopes, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have to adjust my goals. I'm probably not gonna be able to run 4:38 in the mile, maybe, or all these crazy things, but at least maybe try to qualify and try to All-American still. And so I would go into a race and I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna qualify, and then as soon as I figured out mid race that I wasn't gonna happen, I would just give up every time. And so I tried to qualify in the mile a couple times, just went really bad. I ran slower than I did in high school, and then I had been able to qualify for conference at the first chance Boston invite, and so when I was just about ready to give up, I was like, all right, I'm gonna give it one last go. Thanks to everybody and their mom telling me to just give it one last chance. And so, but to me, I was like, I'm so sick of cross training. I'm so sick of being injured. I just want to get healthy. But it was only 2 more weeks, so I was like, whatever, we'll send it. And so went to conference, and I was super hopeful. And then the heat kind of got split into two. I got put in the slow heat, and it was just an unfortunate happening. And I still tried to stay positive, and then we were off pace from the get go and just didn't qualify. And so, I don't know, from my perspective, it was definitely humbling because I was somebody who was able to qualify. I wouldn't say easily, but I qualified for nationals pretty much my entire college career, and I was I was in contention for an All-American just about every time, and then to end it on a season where okay, you didn't even qualify for nationals, I was it kind of made me realize this thing is actually really hard, and it kind of made me realize okay, what I've done in college, it's actually I should be proud of it versus miss be sad about all the things I didn't accomplish, because it's actually qualifying in itself is just a super hard thing to do. So I think I learned a lot, and it was almost a necessary lesson to be taught for me to end on that way. So looking back, but yeah, kind of a disappointing season, but I'm on the other end of it now, so that's me. But what about you?
Yeah, that was good. You did good. For 5 years, you did so good. But my season was very satisfying, I guess, until this weekend. But I started out I started out my season in December, but we don't talk about that. And
yeah, that was cross country season. Nobody talks about that.
It was really bad. But then I busted the real rust in January, and I ran 5:02, 5:03, and
solid season opener.
yeah, and I was like, okay, because I didn't know what to expect. I literally went into the race. I was like, if I break 5:30, that's good. I was like, okay, the bar was on the ground. You put it down there. But I surprised myself a little bit. And then 2 weeks later, I ran a 3K and I PR'd. And then I ran a mile a week later and ran 4:57. So that was good. And then 2 weeks later, I ran the mile again. I ran 4:53. Almost 4:52, so close, but 4:53, which got me to nationals, and I was really happy about. And then I raced again a 3K 2 weeks later, and PR'd by 0.2, so I was not happy. But it wasn't like an ideal race. I really wanted to go to nationals in the mile and the 3K, but and I think I should have, but it just wasn't like there was like 8 people in my race. 3 were trying to hit the world standard. So I was like, okay, don't go with that. Like, they could lap me twice and I'm good.
Oh,
and then just like a bunch of girls that weren't running a D3 qualifying time at all.
Yeah.
So that was tough. But I was like, okay, whatever. Go to nationals in the mile. And then there's like the prelim and the final for the mile. And I went in ranked 10th with my time. But I finished 15th. I didn't make the final. And I really wanted to make the final because I really thought I could All-American. But it's okay. I didn't. And that was 2 days ago, so.
But I think, like, you know, like, championship racing is hard. And, like, that being your, I guess, yeah, first nationals experience, like, I think there's, like, a lot to learn from that, you know? And you can take that, like, forward into outdoor and then even, like, in post-collegiate running. So, like, I feel like there's always, like, valuable lessons, you know? But, yeah, I know you're disappointed, but I'm still proud of you.
Yeah, it was tough, but it wasn't an ideal situation, I guess, but it never is, so
yeah,
whatever.
I like, when I was watching you race, I was like, she's gonna be disappointed, but, like, literally a week earlier, you were just so happy about, like, making it to nationals, and you were so excited, and I was like, you can't forget about that part, you know? Like, you can't forget about, like, okay, this is just, like, a milestone to even be here, and so, like, let's, next time, then we're gonna All-American, you know? Or, like, I don't know. But,
yeah,
I don't know.
it'll be good.
Yeah, for sure.
But
I think a lot of people are still proud of you, so. Like, actually. Alright, that's enough of that.
Yeah, so that's our season recap.
Yes.
But, so, since we both kind of ended on maybe not the best note, even though, like, we took away positives, how do you get over the feeling that you, like, failed as a runner?
Yeah, that's a good question. It's kind of loaded.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like, like I said, like, this season, more than anything, kind of taught me that, like, okay, maybe, like, you're not really a failure, you know? And I think, like I said, like, I think I almost needed to, like, not qualify for me to realize, like, how much I've done in college, because I think a lot of times, like, I've gone to nationals and, like, haven't done as well as I wanted, or, like, just end on a bad note, and then, like, I really do feel like a failure, and I feel like I didn't do enough, and I feel like that's how I always feel, is, like, I didn't do enough, and it's, like, on me, you know? But then, like, this year, not having qualified, literally having done, like, everything I could have, you know? Like, I was cross-training for, like, almost 13 hours a week, you know? Like, back to back to back, which might not seem like a lot to some people, but for me, like, that was a huge jump in volume. And, like, I felt super fit and, like, super ready, but, like, at the end of the day, like, it just wasn't there. And so I think, like, not putting that on yourself and just, like, maybe looking at some of the circumstances that, like, were around you. And, like, even this weekend, like, I was getting kind of emotional because I was like, geez, like, I feel like I had, like, so much, like, unfinished business, you know, like, in the NCAA, but then it's like, yeah, but I didn't fail. Like, I think, there's always been, like, not excuses either, you know, like, I don't ever try to make excuses, but there's been reasons, like, why things might have not gone my way, and maybe those reasons, like, have been, like, self-inflicted, but, like, they are still there, you know, And so I think
Mhm.
that's kind of like how I've thought about it lately. But then like in the moment, I think just like giving yourself time to like be okay, like just be sad about it, cuz like yeah, if you fail it sucks, but then also like you said, I'm giving myself 24 hours to be sad and then I'm going to like move on, and I think that's huge. So,
Yeah,
um
definitely. Uh, yeah, that's good points. Because you definitely have done so much. Like, I was stalking your Instagram. This is unrelated, but I was stalking your Instagram the other night, and I saw. Oh no, it's because your mom commented on one of your posts, like, from like months ago, but she commented like yesterday, and
I
then for
didn't.
some reason I got a notification that she commented. So I was like, oh, let me go check this out. And it was your cross country post, and you like said everything you'd done, and I was like, damn, like Morgan's really done so much.
Oh, oh,
Like, I don't know what, like 7 All-Americans or something. I don't know, but
yeah.
I was like,
Oh,
damn,
yeah. That's
so
funny.
good.
That's hilarious.
But yeah,
I
that was literally yesterday. So.
I'm on a social media cleanse, so I didn't see that, but I'll have to go take a peek.
Well, I saw it, so there you go.
Uh,
But yeah, I guess how I get over feeling like I failed, which I feel like I felt a lot,
mhm.
because I feel like it's so easy to put such high expectations on like ourselves, and especially like I feel like me and you like work really hard, so our expectations are extra high,
Yeah.
and like we love it so much that like we're willing to like kill ourselves for it,
Mhm.
like to get what we want. So it like makes it difficult sometimes for sure. And I definitely feel like I've often felt like I've failed more than I've succeeded, especially like coming from Adams, where
Yeah.
like everyone around me was like so much faster, and like it was kind of like if you weren't a 17-time All-American, like what
Then
were
you're
you like?
yeah, you're mediocre actually. Like
I was like, oh frick, like I couldn't even get to nationals.
yeah.
But then I had to like take a step back, and I was like, okay, you literally PR'd like for like 5 out of 6 years that you've run in college,
Mhm.
and like that's more than probably like 95% of people can say, like to be that consistent, and just like seeing my hard work does pay off for me individually, even if like it might not look the same as other people like succeeding. And I don't know, just kind of like stepping back for a second and being like, okay, wait, like you've actually come so far, like you've PR'd all season, you made it to nationals, like you can't expect much more from yourself.
Right.
Like you can only take so many steps up at a time.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's also like it's that question. It's like, okay, if you knew before the race even happened that it wasn't going to go your way, would you change anything? Like any of the hard work or the long runs or just like hard efforts, and it's like the answer is no, you know? Like it's like cuz
yeah,
like we do this because we love it, you know?
yeah,
And it's like
exactly.
just because it doesn't shake out the way you want to all the time doesn't mean like it wasn't worth it, you know? And so it's like,
Mm-hmm.
and also all of that hard work is like something to be said for. Like, yeah, just that alone makes you not a failure. Like you tried, and like I think anybody who tries to
Mm-hmm.
like everything, like you can't be a failure, you know? Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
No,
And yeah,
yeah, that's so true.
like what you said, like just being at Adams is just like okay, it really does put things into perspective because like I've had people tell me they're like if you went anywhere else like they'd have like statues like with your name and stuff like that's how good you are, and I'm like shut up, like no I'm not, like I'm just this mediocre runner. But then it's like no, like you go to Adams State where the bar is through the roof, which is like such a great thing, and like that's part of the reason both of us got so good in
Mm-hmm.
college, you know, like why we improved so much. But um like you do kind of have to put it in perspective like okay, where was I in high school versus like where am I now, and like
Yeah.
and I think like the other thing for you it's like this is what I was thinking about too, like after your race I was like you know like you have like so much more to be proud of other than just running, and like you do like all your social media and you work and you go to school and you do all this stuff and it's like and you do really good at it, And on top of that, like, you run, you know? And so it's like, okay, yeah, you're not a freaking, like, shite person. Like,
You sent me that text and I ignored it because I was like, you were like, but you're so good at so many things. Isn't that like more? Isn't that better than a trophy? And I was like, no, it's not. Because this was like 10 minutes after I like cooling down or something, and I was like, no.
Well, okay, and this is like the other thing I was thinking of too. It's like everybody goes to nationals, they want an all-American trophy, blah 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 blah. They think that it's the most special thing in the world. It is super special, right? But I watched one race go after the other, go after the other, go after the other. I see so many people on the podium, and I'm like, at the end of the day, it's like, who cares? Like obviously you want to go to a national meet and do the best that you can, because it's like you've worked really hard and like it's special to you. But on the grand scheme of things, as long as you're like a good person and you're like making a difference in more ways than just your athletic performance, that's so much bigger than a stupid trophy that's gonna get put in a box one day. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. And going off that, like, if you have a bad race and you don't do anything, like, you don't have you don't have to have a job necessarily, but you don't have like a job, or you don't love your classes, or you don't go home and like have a friend to talk to, or like hang out with friends, or a hobby, or a book, anything else outside of running, then like, yeah, you're gonna feel like a failure because you don't have anything else that you like measure your success with.
I think you'll feel that way even if like you do succeed, you know, like define success. But like, I think I even felt that like after my first, when I was on the national team in 2021, that was my first national team for cross country, and we won, and I like got first team All-American, and it was like all of the things that like I wanted happened, and I came back, and it was like I almost felt like empty, you know, because I was like, that's it, like who cares, you know? Like we build this thing up, and then it's like you come home and there's like it's over.
Oh my gosh, yes, literally I got like or like the meet was ending and I was like, that's it?
Yeah.
Like I've wanted this for like 5.5 years, and like it was really exciting and really fun, and like I got all the fun gear, and I met a lot of people. Like that was really fun, like making friends and connections. And then we got back to Boston, and I was like, oh, like life goes on. You don't qualify for nationals, and like that's it. Like you keep going. Like same with the All-Americans. Like there are people that like win every event, and like
they're all gonna come back, and it's over. Like, and like
life goes on.
Yeah, and like nobody like I don't know. So it's like it's super special, right? Like, but having something else is like just so much more important, because there's so much more to life than a national meet. Like,
it was so fun, right? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I literally wouldn't trade, like, even though I didn't do very, like, what I wanted to do, like, I wouldn't trade it for the world. But I got back, and I was like, oh, like, I feel like I just came off, like, a giant high.
Yeah.
And then, like, my coworker texted me and was like, hey, like, you do the socials today. And I was like, okay. And it's, like, a big day, like, LA Marathon, New Balance Nationals, and Blaze. And I was like, it was fun. Like, I'm glad I got to take over for the day. Like, usually we don't work on Sundays. But I was like, this gives me something to kind of, like, feel like I'm
normal,
needed, or, like, good at take over and, like, distract me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just
that
having anything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I think that kind of, like, leads us into the next thing, then.
Yeah, we kind of already... Things that help you get over bad races.
Yeah, I mean...
Yeah.
I think you kind of covered that a little bit. I think, the one thing that really helped me after conference was, like, yeah, just, like, surrounding myself with, like, friends and family. Like, I went home right after that race, and I think that helped to just be like, okay, like, they're, like, yeah, what we're saying right now, there's just so much more to life. Like, I got to go see my grandma, I was hanging out with my brother, like, we all went and got a beer at, like, the brewery, and it was just like, okay, I think I'm gonna be all right, you know? And then, like, I think having goals, whether it's, like, running goals also, but, like, setting a new goal, and, like, okay, I'm gonna go after this now. or
Mhm.
like I don't know. So I think that's like one thing, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And just what did I had an ice cream last night, or a frozen yogurt. So we were in the middle of nowhere, but like I don't know,
Frozen
treat
yogurt's fire.
get a treat even if you suck. And
Yeah,
then
you still
yeah,
earned it.
be sad because I was sad, and like I finished my race. And my coach was like, "All right, like we got to talk. We'll talk about outdoor like when we get back to Boston." And I went on my cool down. I was like, "Oh my god, I literally can't like." I'm so sad right now that I can't even think about running another race ever again for the rest of my life. And I was like, okay, you need to just think like that for 24 hours, and then we got to move on because.
But that I think that's like such a like important like part of the process, like to actually like be sad and let yourself be sad about it, because like I don't know, that like yeah, the mature thing to do is to like be the bigger person and like not let it bother you or like just like have like these other things, right? Like that's so much easier said than done, but then like yeah, it sucks. At the end of the day, like I like to be sad about it, that's okay. Um and I think that kind of like hit me this week too cuz uh I was like I'm supposed to be like super happy for everybody and like I am, right? Like I'm so happy for everybody at nationals and like I'm excited for them and I want everybody to do well. But then like on the inside, I'm like what just happened?
Bro, they knocked the whole cat tree just came down. Oh my god.
Bro,
okay.
It's either the cats or the dogs that are always interrupting the damn podcast.
Like 6 foot tall cat tree just fell over. And he was on it.
See, that'll be something to distract you to clean up that
god.
after this.
Literally. Oh my gosh. But yeah.
Yeah, but I forgot what I was literally just saying.
You were happy for everybody.
Oh yeah, but then like on the inside, like I was like kind of sad about not being there, you know, and like, and so I don't know, like just letting yourself like be emotional is okay too, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's like you can be sad, but what isn't productive is like over analyzing and like going back and replaying. Like one thing that helped me with this race was like I literally don't know what I could have done differently.
Yeah.
Like I don't like I tried what I thought was best, and like in the situation I was in, I was like I finished and I told my coach I was like I don't know what I could have done differently.
Yeah.
Like I don't. And he was like, yeah, like it just wasn't your day, and I was like, so I couldn't analyze it.
I mean, at the end of the day, like you can't change it. I think you can go back and learn from things and like whatever, but like yeah, to be like like to beat yourself up and be like I should have done this or I should have done this or like no, that's just so pointless.
Like just realize that and do it next time. Like that's all you can do.
I think another thing too is Andrew always tells me this. He's like, if you could have given more in the moment, you would have. Cause like there's been so many races where I'm like I could have done this and it's like no, because I would have if I could have, you know? Like, I think, like, you give everything, and, like, sometimes it's just not there, so.
Yeah.
I don't know. Which sucks.
So real.
Yeah. Alright.
Next up is mantras that you've adopted that keep you going after bad races, or bad days, or bad seasons, or a bad year.
Yeah. Just bad everything. What keeps you going?
Yeah.
I think my like go-to is like the best is yet to come. Like I will always tell myself that cuz like I think it's so true, you know? It's like even after the NCAA, like it doesn't end here. Like there's better things ahead and even if like you know, some of the most special moments of your life have already happened, like there's always really good things to come. So I think that's I don't know. One of mine.
Yeah, definitely. Plus, like, running doesn't have to end unless you, like, let it. If you don't want it to keep going, that's fine. But, like, you don't have to be like, oh, it's over. My career's over. Like, no. You can keep going. You can always keep going and, like, keep pushing.
For sure.
So that's one thing I always tell myself. Like, I see, like, freaking, like, 31-year-old women or, like, 33-year-old women at the Olympics in, like, the freaking mile, or not the mile, the 1500.
I mean, dude, yeah. Look at like Sarah Hall. She
literally like
she's older, and she's a mother and like all this stuff, but she's still like kicking ass. So,
Yeah, like
um,
why not, you know?
yeah,
But so that
that's
keeps
what
me
we
going.
both always say too. It's really hard to it's really hard to beat somebody who doesn't give up.
Yeah, that's my mantra all the
Yeah,
time.
I love that. I really do because it's like so true. And
So yeah, so real. But yeah, that's probably my number one. It's like just keep going.
yeah, yeah, I like that.
Something will come eventually.
I'm like gonna like see if there's anything, and I always like screenshot like good stuff. And
Oh
then
yeah, what did I hear? Look, here's in my
I have
notebook.
an album that's called.
I was like, go do it.
Aw, is that
You
like
are
a journal?
fast.
Is that your little journal?
It's my like to-do list, but then on the
Oh.
back pages I like write on the side. So I was like, you are fast, you can do this. Why not you? YOLO. Oh, and then run
YOLO.
hard. Run hard and see how bad you can make it hurt.
I like that. I like that one. That's not really like for
Yeah.
after a bad race, but I do like. Let's see how bad you can make it hurt.
Yeah. Love it.
Okay, well I can't find the.
Oh, and then you have nothing to lose.
Aw.
Oh, save $700 and you have nothing to lose. There's that. There's that keeps me going, I guess.
That's funny.
Oh.
Pay the $700. Let's see if there's anything good in here. I also just love people. People help people, and that's the most powerful thing ever. I will screenshot like if somebody sent. If you said this is just like an what it's an announcement. I don't know actually what you call it, but if somebody sends me a super nice text message, I'm screenshotting it and putting it in this album so that I can look back on it if I'm ever sad and like I can read it. So those words don't go unnoticed, just so everybody knows. Anyways, I can't find anything that's that great in here.
That's
for
okay.
This topic actually.
That was something yesterday. Or like, yeah, because I went to the meet to cheer yesterday and then I stayed after my mile on Friday. And like just like meeting other people and like cheering for other people.
Mhm.
Like MIT is a school in Boston and I'm a school in Boston, and I was like cheering really, really hard for them because I was like, if not me, like someone from Boston.
Aw.
And then I made friends with some of the girls on their team, and they're like, if you ever want to run together, and I was like, oh my gosh,
That's actually so nice.
yeah. Or like people just talking track, yeah.
I think the running community is just the best. Like,
Yeah, they don't judge you. They're like, oh my gosh, good job. And I was like, oh, it didn't go very well. They're like, oh, like we watched, like it's okay, like you're still
Aw.
like okay. And I was like,
thanks.
guys.
No,
Thanks.
y'all are
You're so
the
nice.
best. I always
So
loved
nice.
like going to nationals and like all the people from our conference would just like cool down together, you know, or like or even like just at conference, like after your race, like just like cooling down with the other girls. Like I don't know if that's just a girl thing, maybe, but
Yeah,
running community is special community. I don't think basketball players or baseball players or volleyball players do
like,
that, you know?
yeah. Hanging out after, yeah.
Yeah. So, shout out to all the nice runners out there.
Yeah,
If you're
for
mean,
real.
you should change.
Seriously though. I guess we kind of covered like what you tell yourself when running isn't going well.
Mm.
Like literally just keep going. Like it's gonna go even worse if you just stop and give up. Like
Yeah. Yeah, that's a. I mean, I guess it kind of is the same thing. I'm like trying to think, what did I tell myself this entire season? Don't crash out. Just kidding. Yeah, I don't
I'm
know.
trying to just think to myself whatever I thought ever.
Here's another thing though that I like actually had to do this weekend, and I don't know because anyways, I deleted social media off my phone. I didn't delete it, I hid it, which I actually don't know how to unhide it now. So
Oh,
that's going to be a whole thing when I like want to do that. But I was like low key pretty emotional all of last week. And I think part of that was because of like the whole national thing, but like just also like I'm so sick of not being able to run, but
Mhm.
ending soon, hopefully. But every time I would go on social media, it would be running, and it would be people like, living their best life, and like social media is obviously where everybody posts the good things. And like I would go on there and I'm comparing myself, and I'm like, I'm not at nationals, and I'm like so sad, and like I would just start crying. Like it would just like so bad. So I like just like completely deleted social media, and honestly, I think that has been like a game changer. I still like post it on TikTok, and like I still like will go on there like for work and stuff, which is like so annoying because I have to go. The whole unhiding thing is just so annoying. But yeah, like I think just like, okay, I'm gonna sew. Like yesterday I sewed this. Here, let me literally show you.
Oh my gosh.
It's literally so ghetto. This is my first time sewing anything, but I'm actually so embarrassed. I like sewed this little like.
Oh, Morgan, that's not bad at all.
It's kind of sick, and it's got these like little. Anyways, I did this.
That's not bad at all.
Yesterday. Thanks. Yeah,
That's
it's just
actually, you should be really proud of that.
Thank you.
Really hard.
But like it was like super fun, and I was like, wait, this is like kind of fun. And so like just picking up stuff that's like that like keeps you what we're saying right now is keep yourself distracted. But like I've been wanting to learn how to sew for forever, and I've had the sewing machine, and like not having social media, I was like, what am I gonna do? I was like, I guess I'll sew, and here we are. So
no, that's really good.
Thank you. I was kind of proud of it, but it fits a little funny.
It's okay.
So,
it's good. It's good. You should be
you.
really proud of yourself.
Thanks.
Wow.
Thanks. Anyways.
Round of
Thanks. That's all.
No, yeah, I definitely agree. But yeah.
But obviously, like both of us love social media, so it's like, how do you post?
I know that, like I can't, like I literally can't. But
I don't it's probably gonna end like tomorrow or the next day, my cleanse, but it was necessary for the mentals right now.
Yeah, I just won't post. Like people will be like commenting on like old TikToks, like how'd your race go? And I'm like,
bro, I
haven't posted anything, so that you should know.
You posted one thing, and you like did the caption or something, and somebody said, how did the race go? And you commented, read the caption, LMAO. And I cackled because I was like, yeah, like it's just funny. But
I was because the caption was like, I'm really sad, here's a repost.
Yeah, you were like, I still second Team All-American or something, and they're like, how'd it go? It's like, read the damn caption. But yeah.
No, I was like, oh gosh, but yeah.
You have your little NCAA shirt on though. I see.
I do, and my NCAA socks.
Oh my gosh, I never got socks.
Yeah, they're kind of nice. They're very comfortable.
Slay.
Yeah.
I love a good pair
I don't
of
even
socks.
remember what this question was, but
yeah, me neither.
What you tell yourself when running is going bad?
Delete social media?
Yeah,
kidding.
or just like let yourself cry.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I was hurt with my foot that one year, and like I trained so hard all summer, and like I was finally gonna have a good season, and I literally you posted the other day that like the pool was closed, and I was like, I've never related this anymore. I remember I drove from the high-rise apartments to the pool, ready to swim. I got there, locked. I was like, oh my gosh.
No,
So
and get this.
Okay.
The parking lot all around the pool was closed. Like, not closed, but like filled. Because they had like wrestling or something. Filled to the brim. Every single parking spot. Even the one across the street. So I had to drive to the dirt parking lot. The one that's like by the dorms. Park there. And walk my happy little booty all over the way to the pool. Get all dressed. Just I wanted to like kill somebody. But anyways, go on with your story.
I get to the pool and I was like, okay. And then I was like, I'll go bike in the office. And then the office was shut too, and I was like, I'll go bike at the Rex. And the bubble was shut too. I don't know where everybody was or what was going on. So I go to the Rex, and the Rex is shut for some stupid holiday or something. And I got back to my car, and I like full on like sobbing, like heaving, like I couldn't breathe. And I like called my mom, and she's like, you need to calm down. Like, why don't you go for a walk or something?
Helen.
And I was like, I have to freaking cross train. I don't remember what I ended up doing.
Probably nothing at that point. And I think that's the worst thing. It's like when you're trying to like be positive and like go do what you can, and then what you can do is like off limits. Oh, that's so frustrating.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my gosh, I know how Morgan feels exactly, because I literally, like, it was like one of those cries where you're like smacking your head on the steering wheel and like boogers are coming out of your nose.
No, literally in that moment I was like, I need to move out of Alamosa. I hate it here. Like, and then I came home and was researching because I was like, there's gotta be another swimming pool in the San Luis Valley. Like, I was like, there's gotta be. Like, this place is huge. No. And like, I look it up and I was like, oh my gosh, Monte Vista has a pool. It's like called like Aquatic something. No, it's a plan to make a pool in Monte Vista. I was like, you're like, oh.
And Splashland isn't open yet, right?
No, yeah.
Otherwise, I've contemplated going there before.
Which it's heated, but it's like better than nothing.
Well,
but then there's like kids swimming there. Like,
yeah, but they have laps.
Oh, really?
They have the lines, yeah.
That's actually good to know, because I told Andrew, I was like, how the hell am I gonna train for the triathlon when the damn pool is always closed? Like,
yeah, and if you go like during the day, like kids are probably at school.
That's
or
true.
Like their parents are working.
That is very true. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
think Tristan went and did that once. So,
dude, you probably get your heart rate high because it's a heated pool.
Yeah, it's probably good.
Probably. I know, maybe. or Hooper, but that one is like kid central, and there's no lap lane there, so.
There are lap lanes.
At Hooper?
Mm-hmm.
The frick?
Yeah, because I remember. Yeah, no, there are. I remember them.
Well, then maybe that's where I'll go. Maybe that's.
I'd like hang on them when I got tired, or so we'd race each other. I don't remember who I went with. Yeah, there are though, not many.
Well, that's where I'm headed, to the freaking hot springs to do my pool workout. Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay. What's the last question here? One story of a time we overcame a bad racer season, and it was all worth it. I guess we've kind of already touched on that this year, but yeah,
we can just do like a short little.
Okay.
I don't even know what. I guess I could go. Sorry, you can go.
You go. Okay. There's Whiskey, the demon.
Cats over here, but the season that my foot was hurt, because that was really the only kind of injury, knock on wood, that I had in college. And I don't even know how it happened. My like bone like popped out of the arch in my foot.
And thank God for Michael Cotter, because you would have not known.
Literally no American could help me, I guess. Like, what?
You the Irish physio here.
Yeah, so I trained so hard all summer, and I was like really fit and excited, and it did still end up. Well, okay, that's later to come. But I literally couldn't run for like 3 weeks at all. Like I could run like it was like 14 minutes, because I remember I'd go to the trainer, they'd be like, well, when does it hurt? I'd be like, well, I can make it like 10 to 14 minutes. And they were like, don't run 10 to 14 minutes, that's stupid. And I was like, okay. So I was swimming so much, and I would swim like 2 hours in the morning, and then I'd go back for like an hour in the afternoon, which I don't know if that was like the best thing to do, but like I was grinding. But I wasn't swimming, I was aqua jogging with the band.
Yeah.
I loved, because it felt like I was actually kind of running, and I'd be like really sweaty.
And you can like listen to music.
And I could have my headphones in, and you could kind of like work out like 3 times a week, because it wasn't too much on your body. So I was doing that, and then I'd bike really hard if I couldn't swim, but I was usually just swimming. And then that's when I like broke down in the library parking lot because nothing was open one day. And then you guys came and hung out with me because I was so sad.
I don't remember. I think you were like walking up to your apartment, and then Raina ran into you and you were like crying. And then Raina told me, she was like, Amalia's crying. And then I think we like went over there because we were like, oh, she's so sad. But
that was right. That was me coming back from my car after like exploding in the parking lot.
It's like my foot just hurts really bad. I'm just like, oh. Yeah, that sucks.
It ended up being like the best cross country season of my life. So
yeah, that was a fun one. I think, was that the same one when I was injured too? Like I got injured later, or was that the next one?
Yeah,
because that's what I was gonna say too. Was that same season? But my injury or whatever was later in the season, and like I had like a pretty decent season leading into that, because like
Yeah,
that's
you did good.
when I like ran my college PR in the 6K, was when we went to
Mhm.
California, and that's super fast course, so I don't even count it, but
Yeah,
I'm just
it's like
joking.
a road race.
But so yeah, that happened, and then we came back, and I remember it was a super windy, cold day, and like I was like already just so over the long run, and then all of a sudden my like the side of my foot, of course the foot, it's always the damn foot, but my foot started hurting, and so I started walking back. I still had like 2 miles to go of the long run, but I was like, geez, did I just like break my foot? Like it just hurt. And then we went to campus right after that, and I was like sitting there, is fine, got up and like could hardly walk, and I was like,
Oh
what the
God.
frick, like my foot. And then the next morning, that was like one of those things where you're just delusional and you're like, it'll probably just go away, like if I just go to
Oh
sleep.
yes. Mhm.
Yeah, and then
Sometimes it does.
yeah, no, sometimes, but this time I woke up and it's like to go to the double, and I could not walk. Like I had to like walk on my tiptoe to like get the
Oh
pain to
God.
go away. And so, long story short, this is what they call peroneal tendonitis. Perennial, I don't know. I guess there's two names for it. But it's like the
Mhm.
side of your foot, and it literally feels like it's broken at first, and then it gets better. I don't know. I think I was being dramatic, but kind of not at the same time. And then, so, we didn't know what was going on. I went to the trainer. The trainer, not the doctor, the team doctor or whatever. She told me I had a stress fracture. And I was like, fuck. Like, oops, fork. I meant to, anyways. And so then, um, what was I just gonna say? Oh, yeah. So then I have to go get an x ray to get an MRI. I'm like in the middle of the MRI, and the guy's like, "Yeah, I don't think you have stress fracture." And I'm like, "Yeah, I could probably tell you that too." So then Maggie, shout out Maggie McCleskey, tells me my physical therapist does like freelance stuff or whatever. Like I could just go see her for $80 or something. And so I drove up to Boulder the same weekend as conference, and she needled me, and she did like a stress fracture test and told me I did not have a stress fracture. And then the next day, the pain was like gone just from one needling session. And I was like, oh my gosh, this lady just like saved my cross country season. And so then, thankfully, Coach Martin, I don't know, had some kind of faith in me, because he let me sit out conference and then still be on the regionals team, which like, oh my gosh, like how grateful could I be for that, you know? Because it's like the team is like super competitive, and then to just kind of get a free spot at regionals. But then I was like, okay, I felt like I had to like prove myself, and so I did. I like made the nationals team at regionals, and then oh wait, but before that, I sprained my ankle. Also, it was my first workout back, and
Yeah.
I fell in the workout and sprained my ankle. I forgot about that part. And so,
Oh
but was that after regionals?
no.
Okay,
Or
well, yeah, no, it was before.
no, it was before because I think you had to like race the regionals with your foot taped or something.
Yeah, yeah,
And no, I don't know.
yeah. Sprained my ankle, had to deal with that, and then made it to nationals. And honestly, at that point, I was just so happy to be at nationals. And I actually ended up scoring on the team for the team, and I was barely an All American, 40 All American. I was 38th, so I
Oh my
barely
God.
did it. But I don't know. I just like remember being so emotional after that, because we won, and like I just felt like I like had to fight like a lot to like get what I got. So um, yeah, that was a good overcoming story. But holy f.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, so
It's
anyways,
funny.
yeah,
I
looking
had like,
back.
didn't I told you I was like, I think you're perennial tendon
Yeah, you
because I
did.
had
You had it, because you're like, I've had that before. And
in
then
high school the needling.
it,
One needling session and it went away
it
forever.
literally saved me. I was like, what the heck? Like,
So
why could
weird.
the doctor not tell me this? I could name
So
drop right
stupid.
now, but I'm not going to.
Well, yeah, that's how I was. I went to like 3 different doctors. I literally got a freaking cortisol shot before anyone could figure out what was wrong with it.
Yeah, because it's like it won't. They're like, oh, just roll out your calf or roll out. No, I need the needles in the muscle. Like I don't know what that does, but jeez.
Ugh,
So
terrible. But
love some good hardships. Love a good comeback story.
yeah,
For
for real.
sure.
Literally. Well,
Any closing comments?
Make sure you're more than a runner.
For sure.
And
keep the
running
faith,
doesn't
hold the vision.
Yeah. Running doesn't define you. And if it does, you need to get a hobby.
For sure. Yeah, there's so much more to life. So much more to life.
Even the best of the best have hobbies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, be so for real.
And it's like, at the end of the day, nobody cares as much about your running as you do, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I couldn't even tell you who won the Olympics in every event, you know?
I couldn't even tell you who won all the events this past weekend.
No, yeah. Like,
at nationals.
But obviously, those people are on, like, a huge high right now. But, like...
Exactly. I don't
Which is
remember.
great. That's great for those people, but...
And I'm a running nerd.
Yeah, literally.
Right.
So,
there you have it.
There you have it, folks. All right, well, we'll talk to y'all next week.
Catch you next Sunday.
Some other fun topic. Okay, bye.